welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You are watching our coverage of the Mountain West for Rocket League. Boise State is trying to earn their first CRL appearance since 2017 Week 1. They'll have to stand atop a 2014 division to accomplish this. My name is Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk for my first time to duo with them is Colin CRL. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Honestly, I'm coming off a hype broadcast from CECC, a little bit exhausted after 2 days of that, but really excited to be back casting the Broncos finally, since none of them were involved in that tournament. Always breaks my heart not be able to cast those guys. But right now, we're kind of, we got to focus on the Mountain West. What type of pressure do you feel like these players are having to, go against right now, just internally for themselves?
Surprisingly, I'm going to say they have no pressure on them right now. I see this as a very comfortable team for them, and I see them going into these games as being very comfortable from the very start. So I expect no pressure from them.
Wow. All right. That is quite the confidence coming from the caster's desk. I'm just going to straight up agree with you on that one, because I also do think our Rocket League team is quite well-rounded and very balanced, and they've worked together for quite some time now. So they fill a lot of roles that have always been required. The struggles we used to face back in 2017, I feel like, are long since gone. So really excited to see what they bring to the table tonight against Hawaii, which is going to be our first game for the Mountain West this evening. And we can take a quick look at some of the Mountain West matchup that we have going on. As I mentioned, it is going to be us taking on Hawaii. Not quite positive what the roster looks out for that one, or how big their roster is, so we could possibly see some swaps. This is how Rocket League for the Mountain West shakes out. It is a 3v3 soccer game. Soccer should be in quotation marks because it is rocket-powered RC cars at the end of the day. It's a best of 5, competitive maps only, and golden goals, sudden death. That is always anxiety-inducing, but it's how the game is played, and hopefully we don't have to see that, at least for the Broncos this evening. All right, so you're pretty familiar with Rocket League. We also have, a standard thing we always do here, which is Doc's keys to the game for Rocket League, and those are set the play style, understand the rotations, play to follow up, and have steamy comms. That's a new one, honestly. That's a little bit gross. But Doc's keys to the game today are brought to you by Drop In Gaming. They are the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Begin your competitive gaming journey. Sign up at dropingaming.com. And I do believe we also might be able to pull up our team's rosters so you can get a nice look at all the cute faces of our Rocket League players tonight, because we do have a solid 3-man roster with no substitutions coming in. That's going to be in the form of Baynock, Lions, and the always so chipper and cheery Cosmo, and that is Jared Frank, Peyton Lyons, and Miles Herget. And this is our lineup today, brought to you by Count, where Count Identities Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personal customer experience for more than 90,000 leading brands. So good luck to all of our lovely players. Those are my words of advice, other than Doc's keys, because at the end of the day, you guys all know this game better than anybody else. So what we say on stage can only go so far. And you can take a look at our nice player photos once again. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be jumping into our match here for Mountain West. This is going to be going against Hawaii. Currently, I believe this is our first time running into them as far as the Mountain West season goes. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you are correct. This is going to be our first time running into them for this season. All
right, let's see what Hawaii brings to the table. Honestly, I'm really going to be focused on some of the things that Taki has been teaching me about the game of Rocket League, and I want to see the midfield control here coming out strong for Boise State. I know for a fact the rotations are pretty solid, but we'll have to wait and see as the kickoff has already happened. Gill in the air collides with Shu in mid-flight as they take away that ball, dunking it down on the ground.
What? And this is going to be a roster we've seen before playing as well. And we're just going to have going up with the control. And I'd love to see that midfield control, like you said, and just control and possession of the ball overall. That's the key to winning this game.
Got a nice pop up from Instinct into the corner. They are able to re-corral it away from Super Turtle and play it over them, looking to dunk it down to Gill. Gill gets possession, plays it around one. Instinct's there for the follow-up. Gill has an opportunity to shoot on goal. It is going to be taken away by Big Long, but Cosmo's going to come in to try and keep this opportunity alive. Big Long finally able to find a clearing opportunity, but it's taken away in mid-flight by Instinct, who ultimately gets demolished in the same process. 2.4 seconds on the clock before they get back. Ooh. And in that time, Cosmo Buster finds goal number 1 for Boise State.
The pressure there is absolutely outstanding. Everything this team has can follow up on it. And what an angle on that shot there, hitting the top left corner. If you're a defender of the net, that's not something you can predict right there.
I mean, it's borderline perfect. As we go to the next 50-50, Cosmo got the better touch on it. Instinct's there to follow it up. Goes for the centering off the back wall. Secondary touch from Gill's going to be taken away by Shu. Big Long now going off that clear. Plays it over Cosmo. However, the defensive rotations have come out. Instinct comes in to shoot it to the side. Gill will elevate to try and pop it over to Instinct, but it's going to be swept out from underneath them. Cosmo bringing it down at the midfield.
We're going to have Gill going up for it on the mid pass here. But the pressure is on Boise State side. They really need to clear this ball to get some relief on with Colorado just holding up the pressure on them. Gills, however, is going to take, but a slight whiff. Instinct's going to cover for him, though. I'd love to see a backfield pass here.
Got Cosmo going to challenge Shu. It does end up still on the back third of Boise State's side of the field. Now at the mid, Big Long looking for an opportunity to center it off the wall. They managed to get it to Shu. Gill will elevate in front of the Bronco goal, dragging it down to the side. Super Turtle there to center it up once again, looking for a rebound opportunity. Instinct's going to take it away before Shu can touch it. It's going all the way across the field. It might roll into the goal, but it's a little bit too wide as the demo comes out onto Gill.
Boise's already going to have possession of the ball right after that. And oh, what a mistouch. But it's luckily saved in the demo coming out. This could mess up Colorado State's rotations and create an opening for Boise. Big Log already getting a pass at the backfield. But Instinct's going to save the ball, shooting right back to their net. 50 is going to come out from here with Gill making the recovery. He might have a player onto the midfield for Cosmo. Puts a shot on net just a bit wide. Instinct, though. And we're going to have Cosmo straight on it again. And there's a relief of pressure, but Gill's going to put it right back into play with an open net.
Ooh, Instinct and Gill, the wombo combo comes through.
Oh, what a play here by them. Just a whiff touch. Those mistakes, that pressure made by Boise State is all that's needed to create those mistakes. And just like that, 2-0 with 2 minutes left.
Let's see if the back half buff comes through for Hawaii right now. Sometimes teams hit the gas after that 2 minute and 30 seconds has elapsed, but being down by 2, Boise State has 1 in the pocket plus a security goal. So even if 1 goes in, they're okay for now. Gill, though, coming in, trying to find goal number 3, dunks it down, but it ends up going right onto Shu. Now Instinct elevating at the mid to challenge Big Log. They will collide. Gill maintains a little possession and sends it to Instinct. Instinct just has to play it around Shu. He jukes him out in front of the goal, finding goal number 3 for the Broncos.
There's an axle breaker right there for that car. Instinct taking perfect control of the ball, keeping it on his car and near it throughout the entirety of that possession, and just puts it cleanly in the net past one defender. Those 1v1s are deadly when it comes to Instinct.
Got Super Turtle now in the corner, but Gill has possession, playing it off the wall, but they've got a double team coming up on them from Hawaii. Will they be able to maintain? They will not. Super Turtle with possession has to try and steal it away from Instinct. Instinct looking to corral it in the corner. It does get cleared to the mid.
And we have Gill making a brilliant 50-50, keeping it in Hawaii's corner over here. Giving the pass to Instinct from the midfield. He's keeping up with the 50, puts it right above their net. This could be dangerous with the bump coming out. Gill's no longer on it, but Cosmo's there just barely off of it. We'll probably take a quick break right here.
And we're immediately right back in, no worries. Ooh, great dunk down from Instinct to Gill. Gill shot on goal, though, hit that crossbar. No one has a great relationship with it.
The crossbar is the best defender in the game. That's what I'm going to stand by for the rest of the series.
Do have a demo onto Shu on the Broncos back third, allowing them to open up the field a little bit. Cosmo is collided on by 2 of the Hawaii members there. Super Turtle looking to try and challenge Gill. Gill outplays, but Shu comes in to volley the ball back across the midfield, returned immediately by Cosmo. Dunked down by Shu, now in the corner on the back third of the Broncos side of the field.
The pass to the backboard, Gill's got to clear that cleanly. Fortunately, he does. With a missed touch. However, Instinct's in the goal to save that from getting anywhere closer to being in our own net. Instinct making a beautiful pass to mid.
Ooh! Oh, the crossbar. Cosmo, though. The follow-up is clean. Boise State up by 4. Hawaii sitting at that unfortunate goose egg. Still a best of 5, though, so can't count our chickens before they hatch. even if Hawaii does not come out on top of this one, that's okay.
That's one thing you're going to notice with Boise State's team is their follow-up potential here. There won't be a whole lot of missed opportunities from them where the ball will come off the backboard or off the sidebar, and they're not going to capitalize on that. And with 10 or less seconds coming down to this, it looks like this game might be to an end. But Hawaii might want to put one on the board. Oh, that just rubs some more salt in the wound there from last game.
I mean, honestly, had there been a couple extra seconds where that ball had been elevated just a little bit, I think the Broncos would have walked away with yet another goal. So, I mean, no harm, no foul with that game closing out on that note. However, as it is a best of 5, Boise is only up by 1. Hawaii still has plenty of opportunities to bring this one back. But do you feel like they're missing anything within regards to how they're playing against the Broncos?
Pressure and the 50-50s are really not going in their control here. You notice that a lot is it's always on Hawaii's side. And when it was on Boise State's side, the clears were there, the backboard clear, the 50-50s there. There was always a rotation man there to take the spot of the person who left it.
Yeah, that comes down to 2 things, which is like the faith and trust of your teammates to make sure they're making those rotations and having them on time. And then also knowing what your rotations needs to be and when seems like that's also not something that's fully connecting for Hawaii right now. And hopefully they clean that up in this next round and can go toe-to-toe with the Broncos a little bit better than they did in that first match.
We're looking to see some just overall changes from Hawaii coming here. What is their mindset going into this next game, do you think?
Honestly, I pray it is the standard mindset that we have had here kind of as a mantra that we've set on desk, treat it like it's 0-0. This is the first game of the series, no pressure. But I really want to see them clean up the double commits that they put on the Broncos, because even with those double commits, the Broncos are doing just fine. Ooh. And that demolition to open the goal from Instinct, absolutely perfect. Could not ask for a better shot on goal than that.
There's that game sense coming out of Instinct where that could have been a safe shot, but he's just thinking ahead. We're going to have a kickoff coming here. Instincts with Gill's going to clean it up off the backboard here. Could have the commit from Big Log, but he's going to miss on the touch. It's dangerous in Boise State's side. Super Turtle with the touch to the left. Cosmo Buster's going to clear it mid with Instinct. Looks like going to pick that up. Potential at the backboard here to pass to Gill. Oh my goodness. The chemistry there has to be insane.
It's the passes, the give and goes, they're all perfect, and it feels like the commitment to making sure the goal is not left open is being too prioritized right now by Hawaii, because they didn't put pressure on either of the strikers that went in for that goal. As Shu, unfortunately, off kickoff, gets demoed by Gill.
And creating that pressure on Hawaii is pretty big, getting into their head. Those demos are really annoying to deal with. And if you're not prepared to counteract with them, they could ruin your rotations and get in your head.
We had a back pass there from, I believe that was Super Turtle trying to get this Big Log. It connected, but it took a while. Now they've pushed the ball into the back there on Broncos side of the field, but Gill gets in the passing lane to force that give and go to happen faster than Hawaii wanted it to happen. Super Turtle trying to dig this ball into the corner and center it up for a teammate, but has a significant amount of pressure being put on them from Gill. Rotations from Broncos have come out. The touch in the air to Gill from Instinct, back off the backboard. Now we've got some physical aggression coming from Hawaii.
There's that pressure they needed since the very beginning. We're going to see if it pays off for them here with a shot on net. It's saved. I believe there might have been a pull shot from Instinct onto Hawaii's player. Gill has possession, getting a good 50. Cosmo putting it right in front of the net, but it's saved by Log. Gill's there to put it right back next to it. Instinct, ooh, puts in the middle.
I'll be honest, the defender here almost made it in time. We'll be able to see it, I believe, on this replay. Shu just barely misses that ball.
It's that almost that is always going to get you. You're just there, but unfortunately, half a second late.
And Instinct yet again going for the early demo. That I think is a strategy that we're going to see continuing here, just to open the field and allow that forward pressure to come through for the Broncos much easier in the first few moments of each kickoff that happens. But Big Log now looking to get this ball centered up off the backboard. Has the opportunity from Super Turtle. They find it.
There's that pressure. There's that little bit of confusion coming out from Boise State's side. A missed touch by Instinct. Big Log going for a potential demo, and Gil was just late there. Now it's a 2-goal game. They are still in this. Hawaii is still in this. It could change. It's the best of 5.
It very well could change. However, they need to clean up a lot of things in order for that to happen, and they need to start following a very old dog's keys to the game, which is allay the demos. You have to predict that and be looking out for them, because Instinct has just been creating what I can equate to being Mad Max on the field and just going Demolition Derby style on most of these players.
Cause with a good flick there, and I can agree that Demolition is probably very annoying to deal with on Instinct's side. That was close to another one right there that probably wasn't too intentional, but nevertheless, would have made an impact. Gil taking it off the backboard with Cosmo. Ooh, just what a unique touch by Cosmo, just getting it right off the tip of his car. This seems to be all over the field, Cosmo Buster.
Cosmo getting pushed around by Super Turtle there. The ball's still here on the back there, Broncos side of the field, not where they want it to be. Dunk down is going to actually hit the ceiling first. Cosmo goes to challenge Shu in mid-flight. Shu hits the ball first. Bronco goal wide open. Big Log takes advantage. Now they're only down by 1.
You can see there just by the replay, we had nobody in the back line. The rotations for once in this series so far, Boise State has messed up a little bit. This could create an opportunity for Hawaii.
Let's hope that the Broncos don't start tilting on the mental. I mean, if you look at the badges on the board right now due to our beautiful overlay, you can see that we got Instinct going quite trigger happy with those demos. That's mainly what those are. However, they are creating more shots on goal than Hawaii is. So let's see if they can keep that trend going and get another one in. But the ball is spending an awful lot of time on the Broncos back third. Finally, Instinct finding the clear and giving the touch to Cosmo. Is there a follow-up? Unfortunately, it is going to come from the Hawaii members.
There's Gil up in the air. Gets a good 50 on it.
Ooh. Hat trick for Gil.
Hat trick. Performing exceedingly well in this game so far. Gil might be player of the game. It's a little early to say that,
A little early, but yeah. I don't know. If we got a lot of cool shots at Instinct with those demos, it could be that too.
Oh, yeah. When you're feeling it, you know. Well, it looks like Hawaii's answering back. Oh, there's potential demo. Just barely saved by Hawaii. Super Turtle going to put this up middle. Shu going to miss on that touch. And it is spending a lot of time in Boise State's half. They could create an opportunity out of this and get a goal, but it's going to be quickly put back in midfield. Gil getting amazing 50-50.
All right. Broncos are up by 3. I mean, you got a little less than, 15 seconds per goal if Hawaii's trying to bring this one back. With how long it's taken them to put 2 on the board, I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
40 seconds, they're going to have to put, some miracles on the field here right now if they hope to make a comeback here. Is it almost better to just be done with this game and change the mentality to, hey, we're going to win game 3?
Honestly, that would be my advice to any of the Rocket League players here. Don't try to overdo it here. Don't let yourself get tilted in these last 30 seconds of game 2. It just has to be a GG, go next, and play the next game to the best of your abilities. I think the worst thing that you can do is let yourself get tilted and know that that costs you game number 3 and your opportunity for a reverse sweep.
And Cosmo with the pass. Gil just rubbing salt in the wound, nail in the coffin. What a pass by Cosmo here.
It was also a severe over-rotation from Hawaii on that one. Shu, yeah, they almost made it back, but they barely made it into the back third in time for that one. So I think that's just Boise returning the favor that they received earlier.
Yeah, they were upset with that last 3-second missed goal last game, so they had to rub salt in the wound, and there it is.
And with that, the Broncos will win game number 2. And we want to give a quick shout out to the Idaho Army National Guard. They're a proud sponsor of the Boise State esports squads here. The top players of the game are also presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive thinking skills and critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. Be sure to reach out to the Idaho Army National Guard. They're the best team out there. And we can get a quick look on stage at our beautiful Rocket League players. Of course, they won't give us a wave or anything. I get it.
That game was quite amazing. That was, and I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't quite hear the last thing you said right there.
Oh, it was that we get to look at our beautiful Rocket League players who never smile for us.
No, they're very serious a lot of the time, which could be a good or bad thing, depending on who you ask.
A little bit of both, because they're so serious sometimes. I have heard that they are guilty of tilting because of how seriously they take the things that are happening on the screen. And like, I understand. I mean, I did spend years on the Overwatch team here as well. It's normal, but also know that they are some of the most chipper and joyful people that we have in the esports family, at least in my opinion. Like, even off a loss, they tend to be all smiles no matter what, and that's pretty great. But I agree with you by your earlier statement. That game was pretty incredible. A little sad that they let a couple goals squeak by. I hope Broncos clean that up in this next one.
It's inevitable, but we might see that here is, you know, what we talk about mindset. Oh. See about our word, Cosmo just putting it in 8 seconds into the game. Already putting one in, and maybe they're on a mindset shift of, we're not going to let you score.
I mean, if you just play keep away, keep the ball in the back third of the other team's side of the field, there's no opportunity for it to happen.
There's no opportunity here. And I believe Shu had a car change. I'm not entirely sure with the Batmobile. I don't know if that'll give them too much freedom here or if they'll change the gameplay here. But Instinct's keeping it up. Gil with the 50-50 into the midpoint here. Super Turtle missing a touch here. Those small mistakes could mean disaster for a while on game 3. Both Big Log on a missed touch, putting it in the back corner. Super is going to be there to clean it up. A demo coming out from Cosmo, cleans it up. Another one. This is danger here. Oh, but it touches the crossbar. And like we said before, the crossbar is the best defender in this game. Big Log putting a shot on net. Just barely missed. Once again, the crossbar is 2 for 2 here.
I mean, you can always guarantee it's never going to be out of rotation, that's for sure. And a quick correction for everyone that's watching. I'm sure you were wondering why we had Colorado State on there. Beforehand, it was supposed to be Hawaii, but it is actually Colorado. We tried to stick with the storyline we were told, but we will correct that now. It's Colorado versus the Broncos so far. Broncos are currently up by 2 games in this best-of-5 series and looking to keep that lead and finish out with a 3-0 victory.
Which actually I will say just about, I think, a week ago, we played Colorado State, and this was a similar turnout as before with 2-0, might go 3-0 in the series, and just solidifies how dominant Boise State might be here in the Mountain West Conference.
And we do see a double commit resulting in a double demo from Cosmo Buster onto Shu and Big Log. Super Turtle trying to rekindle the flame here at the mid, dunks it down to the 2 themselves, but unfortunately the rotations just weren't in time and in sync. Boise State already crossing the midfield stripe with ball possession. Instinct preventing the return volley, looking to dunk it down to Gil. Will they get it to him, or will the trajectory be a little off? It looks like it was, but Cosmo trying to keep this opportunity alive.
Slight almost got that double touch there, but we are seeing a mixed level of pressure here. Besides the first goal in the 8 seconds of the game, we haven't seen a whole lot of scored opportunities on. There's been a lot of missed ones, and here's a pass to Gil that could mean something here. The bump coming out. I don't know if that put Big Log into rotation or out of it, but either way, it was a missed goal on Boise State's side. Missed opportunity, I should say. And with Gil going to get a good touch on that princess flick. Super Turtle 50, but it's not going to work. Cosmo still has it in their corner. We're getting a little confusion in the corner side. Gil in the 30-man rotation manages to recover it with Cosmo. Might put it on. It's saved by Super Turtle.
Got Shu trying to bring it across the midfield. Instinct returning the favor from earlier, but it doesn't matter. Boise State left the goal wide open. We are now at, as my friend Septilance would call this, a complicated 0-0 with both teams 1 goal on the board each.
I actually love that. I might use that from now on. A complicated 0-0. I love that terminology.
Next 50-50, Big Log wins it, but the follow-up from Gil was strong. Shu trying to volley it across the midfield. It's going to be dunked down by Instinct to Cosmo. Cosmo in the air trying to get it in this corner to center it up for a teammate. Super Turtle, though, finds the clear. Gil in rotation at the back corner of the Broncos side of the field. Immediately pulls it out. Midfield stripe has Big Log looking to send it to Super Turtle, who dunks it down in front of the Broncos goal, but the follow-up is not there.
And Instinct here with a good class over Big Log. Gil could, sadly puts it too slow and right in front of Super Turtle. With Instinct, though, going to keep possession for his team here. Getting a fake. We're seeing a lot of 50-50s come out here that are playing in the side of Boise State. A pass middle, just a bit outside. To the left, just a bit too far.
Colorado's adapted quite a bit. They're starting to get in the passing lanes a little bit more as the Broncos are trying to bunch them and corral them against their own goal here. But Gil pushing forward only has to beat Big Log, but Big Log got right in the way, now trying to bring it up the side while Instinct will force them to do the give and go. Gil's shot on goal is perfect with the assist from Instinct. Now up by 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. Broncos still looking for that extra security goal. Colorado looking to find the equalizer.
Gil was in the training packs. You could tell whether that midfield pass and that side angle shot that he got there. Perfect placement of the ball onto the car there. Gil, I don't know. He's performing pretty well here. I'm going to make an early assumption here that player of the game, possibly?
To Gil? All right, well, that's your vote. I hope you stick with it. We'll have to wait and see, though.
We will.
Oh, no, Instinct. My friend, what happened?
Gets the bump. Oh,
that was unfortunate. It happens.
An unfortunate turn of events. Looked like it tried to drift there. Didn't quite work out.
It's all right. We still got 45 seconds on the clock. Worst thing that happens, because I know the Broncos aren't going to let another one go in, I hope, is that we see an overtime and a golden goal, or the Broncos find one for themselves as Cosmo Buster takes out Big Log for that juke that he pulled on him before the last goal.
It was a good save there, just across the net of our own net. With Instinct getting the pass to Gil, this could spell disaster. But we get Cosmo that's going to recover it. Getting a pass back into the corner. Big Log getting a touch. It seems like we have a 3 here, but it could mean an over rotation. Log getting a good touch on that. But Cosmos Butters right back onto the ball. Ooh, but with 1 second left, never say never, but that is going into overtime.
All right, this is where I hate to be. Golden goal situation for either team. Whoever finds it first walks away with the victory here. Broncos at match point, hoping to solidify a 3-0 victory. Colorado just looking to start clawing their way back with a reverse sweep. Instinct, though, trying to close it out soon with the first goal, taken away by Big Log.
There's a demo right there that could create some relief. If we can maintain possession and ball control here, this could be closed out pretty early.
Super Turtles trying to bring it up, but they're getting a lot of pressure on them. Instinct goes for Big Log. The goal's wide open, and Cosmo Buster comes in for the golden goal.
There it is. There is that demo right there. Clears up the net perfectly for Boise State and just leads it right into a 3-0 series win.
Couldn't ask for it to be done any better. I mean, okay, I could have asked for that open goal not to happen, but I get it. Mistakes were sometimes made, but at the end of the day, Broncos 3-0'd Colorado. It was not an easy task, but they make it look easy for all of us here on desk. Do you have any final thoughts about that game?
I believe that was played pretty well by both sides. We saw that, throughout the series, the development of the series went from blowing Colorado State out of the water here to a little closer game 2 to a overtime game 3. We did see a little bit of adaptation on Colorado's side for improving their level of gameplay here. I believe Boise State still played perfectly, though.
I really can't argue with you there. My only words of advice to Colorado State is you guys got to start analyzing and adapting a bit quicker. You can't let the adaptation come in game 3 when match point is already there for the other team. You got to do that. You take game 1, and that's your time to adapt and analyze. That 1 minute you have between games, I know it's not a lot, but that is how fast you need to be to shift gears and start changing how you're playing. You guys did start making quite a few adjustments that made a world of a difference and caught the Broncos on the back heel, so to speak. But at the end of the day, too little, too late, and the Broncos walk away with a 3-0 victory against Colorado. So you already said it, but I'm going to let you solidify that vote for the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Is it Gil for you?
It's Gil for me.
All
I
right.
think, it's arguable between Instinct and Gil. I think Instinct cleared up a lot of goals because of the demos, but at the end of the day, it was Gil who was the one to put the ball in the net.
I'm torn between Instinct and Cosmo. I think the last time I cast for these guys, I actually voted Instinct, so my vote's going to go to Cosmo Buster. So we have two covered here on desk. At the end of the day, we're only giving suggestions. We are not the ultimate deciding factor. And the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game, I think you're right. It is going to be Gil. The player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping members achieve financial success. Gil is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game.
1 for 1 so far on the day here, but we did see what it kind of that. Ooh, yeah. Sorry, just admiring how good of a 50-50 that was. But I would agree that I think Instinct was definitely neck and neck with that, creating a lot of openings.
CSM after top 5.
All right, and before we close out this chapter, because we have plenty more Rocket League to come, do you have any final thoughts about this one? Other than the Broncos played perfectly?
I do say played perfectly. I think there's some things you can kind of work on. There was a little bit of rotation, definitely keeping in that mindset, and I would love to see the Broncos get into a mindset of let's just not let them score next time. Let's ego them.
All right, well, there is our final thoughts from the desk. Just ego them. And to close out this first game, we're going to give you the top 5 plays of the game, presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs, offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. Be sure to check them out at the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. You can reach out to them at iGuard Gaming on Twitch. Here's our top 5 before we jump into our next game. But Big Log got right in the way, now trying to bring it up the sidewall. Instinct will force them to do the give and go. Gil's shot on goal is perfect with the assist from Instinct. Now up by 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. Broncos still looking for that extra security goal. Colorado looking to find the equalizer.
Instinct making a beautiful pass to mid.
Ooh! Oh, the crossbar. Cosmo, though. The follow-up is clean. Boise State up by 4. Hawaii sitting at that unfortunate goose egg. Still a best of 5, though, so can't count our chickens before they hatch. Even a call.
Yeah, but it's saved by Log. Gil's there to put it right back next to it. Instinct. Ooh. Puts it in the middle.
I'll be honest, the defender here almost made it in time. We'll be able to see it, I believe, on this replay. Shu just barely misses that ball.
It's that almost that is create an opportunity out of this and get a goal, but it's going to be quickly put back in midfield. Gil getting amazing 50-50.
All right, Broncos are up by 3. I mean, you got a little less than, 15 seconds per goal if Vice trying to bring this one back. With how long it's taken them to put 2 on the board, is there a follow-up? Unfortunately, it is going to come from the Hawaii members.
There's Gil up in the air, gets a good 50 on it.
Ooh. Hat trick for Gil.
Hat trick. Performing exceedingly well in this game so far. Gil might be player of the game.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this broadcast here at the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Nerdy, and I am going to butcher your in-game name yet again. Would you mind saying it?
It would just be CMJ.
CMJ here on desk, and we are about to go into our Level Next series here for the Broncos, playing against the Colorado School of Mines, the Ore Miners. That is quite a handful for me to say. However, very exciting to watch these guys take on the Ore Miners. This is our first chance to actually witness this. This is also our first time involved with the Level Next series here on desk. What are you hoping to see in this game?
What we just saw last series. If we can replicate that same performance, I'd be pleased by myself here.
Okay, all right. So we're hoping to see a perfect game.
Yep.
No open goals, though, this time, for sure. And to fulfill your wish from earlier, hopefully a complete 3-0 sweep and no goals on the board for School of Mines.
That would be ideal. Realistically speaking, I'd love to see rotations, ball control, and midfield control. If we can keep those things in our bag of not just passing the ball away, giving up possession in any level or amount, I'd love to see that as well.
All right, so that's quite the tall task, if I'm being completely honest. I'm pretty sure that these guys are capable of that, but we can take a quick look at the event that we have lined up for you guys with Level Next. You can also see our beautiful visitors that we have here in Arena this evening here behind me. And as we mentioned, this is our first time working with Level Next, so very excited to see how this all pans out. Pretty sure this is still standard. Of course, 3v3 soccer, and it is going to be a best-of-5 series. And on top of that, since I don't believe we have the match card, we can give you our beautiful, oh, yes, here we go. The Level Next Rocket League. Yes, as I said, 3v3 soccer, best-of-5 competitive maps, and the golden goal sudden death that we did witness earlier that we managed to have Cosmo close us out on very quickly. So let's hope if we see that again, it's closed in due fashion in less than a minute. Other times, it can drag on. I've seen an 8-minute overtime for Rocket League.
Oh, yeah.
It was painful.
It can definitely get very long, very dragged out, and it can definitely play a toll on the players.
It can, so let's hope they do this very quickly, and we'll give you a quick look at the roster for the beautiful players that we have here this evening. It's going to be the same three that we actually just got to see on stage. And that is going to be Kyle, Gabriel, and Miles, and that's Instinct, Gil, and Cosmo Buster. Today's lineup is brought to you by Count.com. Count Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences for more than 9,000 trending brands. Be sure to check them out at Count.com. All right. Now let's give the final words of advice to our lovely, lovely players there on stage. Of course, you know, this advice hopefully is taken to heart, and that form of advice comes from Doc's keys to the game by Drop-In Gaming, and those keys are set the play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and sweaty comms. Drop-In Gaming is a premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid-to-entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Games is the right games and competition for you to begin your competitive gaming journey. Sign up today at dropingaming.com. All right, let's go. It's the Broncos versus the Ore Miners, but it looks like the Broncos versus, I guess their mascot is the donkey, so that's quite fitting. And we've got Haru here, so it's going to be the Ore Miners over in the blue and the Broncos in the orange this time.
And already getting right into it, we see a very fast-paced game here. We see with Gil sending it right back up to the backboard. We see Hugh keeping it to the middle. Good rotation so far. We see Instinct keeping control of the ball. Might go for 50. It's a little missed. Cosmo definitely with an interesting car this series. A lot of orange.
There's quite a lot of orange. It's a little bit blinding, but that's okay. We've got Instinct going for the backboard pass to Cosmo. It works out despite the disruption that occurred. But that crossbar coming in clutch for the ore diggers right there. As we mentioned earlier, you can count on it 100% of the time to be where it needs to be because it never moves.
And this is our first time, I believe, playing this team. So there's not much that we know about them. So we're definitely excited to see what comes out from this first game. And from there, adapt. With already a demo coming to the back line, creating an open net. However, the Cosmo Buster is going to clear that with Haru getting a bicycle kick back into there. Gil sending it up top. Road getting a good backboard defense right there.
Instinct, though, comes in, corralling it here in the corner, but Vosnator manages to play it around them. The follow-up from Gil is going to come through a little bit late. Instinct there for the secondary touch.
Wow.
Beautiful shot on goal. Perfect. Could not ask for it to be any better than that.
That looks like to me a complete repeat of last series. The midfield pass, Instinct coming from the right side, and just getting that cross shot. It was absolutely beautiful.
Right now, Broncos have 3 shots on goal, one of which found its way in the back of the net. Currently, the Ore Diggers do not have a single shot to their name. That's something they need to fix here, because if you miss every shot you don't take, but you don't have an opportunity to make a single shot if you don't take one. But the Broncos are taking those shots away immediately. Gil finding the save on Haru's shot on goal.
There was that opportunity, but good defense on Boise State's side with getting some bumps, no demolitions, but bumps work too. Get a good pinch off the side wall. Gil manages to clear it to the side. It's going to keep possession here. However, the World's going to get it past them. Off the backboard, this could be interesting. Cobbs is there to save it.
Got Worlds looking to send it to Haru. Haru's touch goes a little bit wide. The follow-up rotation, unfortunately, is not there as their team's rotated back. Gil pushing forward, centers the ball up to Instinct. Instinct can't touch it before Haru does. Ball's in the corner. Vosnader looking to center it up to get the clear, but unfortunately for them, it's going to be Instinct dunking it down into the goal. That was absolutely beautiful.
I believe there was a little bit of double commit on the side of Boise, but that's double the chance of scoring the ball.
It's double the chance, but Cosmo, I think, noticed that double commit and immediately started turning around to get back to the back post. So thankfully there wasn't a clear. We got the goal, but Instinct can't go for their signature demo off kickoff, and Worlds instead is going to take them out. Off the respawn, though, Instinct trying to corral this ball here in the corner. The pinch results in a spike high that allows Worlds to dunk the ball down in front of the Broncos goal. Off the back wall, Gil gets the clear. Haru looking to get the volley to Vosnader. But it's still at the midfield where Cosmo pops it up, but Haru's there for the save.
There's a good backfield touch just by Cosmo in the back lines, disrupting them. That's a good way to get some interesting touches out of there. That one that the Ore Diggers won't be expecting. Instinct with the area follow-up, misses on the 50, but Cosmo's there to pick it up and put it in midfield for his teammates. World is there to send it back to our side.
Got Gil now looking to try and center it up to a teammate. The give and the go has occurred with a great pop-up to Instinct. But unfortunately, the ball's just a little bit too wide. Cosmo now looking to do the exact same thing, but it's going to be stopped here in the corner by Worlds. Off the backboard, Cosmo looking to create pressure with some help from Instinct, who's trying to set up another opportunity. Haru, though, dunking it down in the corner, takes that shot opportunity away from the Broncos.
Seeing a little bit of whiffs there for both sides of the field. But we're still keeping possession on the side of the Ore Diggers. And with Cosmo getting a 50 out of it. He's there to follow up. It's more just putting a play onto the field here. One that's, you know, for lack of better terms, playable on. We're just seeing a lot of 50s and a lot of giving up possession here. Where the pass just far wide to Cosmo. We're going to get Instinct putting this right back onto net. Cosmo.
Ooh, beautiful job there, Cosmo. All right, Broncos are up by 3. We're just crossing that 45-second mark. Typically, up by 3 at this point in a match is the nail in the coffin for any team going against someone else, but sitting at 0-3 is never something you want to close the first round out on. So, Ore Diggers looking to just get that morality boost extra goal. Broncos looking to maintain that lead, possibly increase it more. Instinct centers it up to Cosmo, but it is right in front of the Broncos goal. Could we see that goose egg go away right now in the next 30 seconds for the Ore Diggers, or are the Broncos going to dash those hopes as we speak?
It's a bit of a double commit, but it works out.
Oh, no! I want to take a look at this replay because we have 2 of them here, and then Haru over-rotated, and the race back towards the goal was just not going to happen. You're already past the midfield stripe. Turning around takes so much of that velocity away.
You have to, you know, the Ore Diggers must be wondering here, what is Cosmo doing so deep into the back line? And that's just another way to score an amazing goal. It's definitely something, one way to get around the defenders. With an open net on Boise State's side, but it's saved by Gil. That ball was hanging there for a couple of seconds, and, you know, that lack of committing to it might be the reason why the Ore Diggers didn't succeed in this match.
We are at 0 time on the clock. Ball hits the ground. The round is over. Looks like the Broncos are being a little cheeky, looking for goal number 5. Even the Ore Diggers themselves are looking to keep it alive, too, as they want to put one in before this match closes out. Gil spikes it up. They have an opportunity to send it to Cosmo. Cosmo bumps it high a little bit, but just before they can back up, one of the Ore Diggers cannot reach that ball in time.
I think that might have been.
And just a quick shout out to the Idaho Army National Guard, who's a proud sponsor here of the Boise State Esports program. Top plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time, with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. I feel like you got your wish, at least for that first match.
That was a very well played game. There were quite a bit of double commits on both sides of the field. That could definitely be cleaned up. There was an open net at the very last, 10 seconds. That was really close to being scored on. But, 10 seconds left. Well, 3-0. You win the game. That's all you can really wish for at the end of the day.
All right. You're very hopeful, and I enjoy that. Typically, we have kind of the, well, this was wrong, this was wrong, this was wrong, coming from both people on the desk. So I get to be the negative Nelly here and say, y'all, that was way too many double commits. Please don't let that happen again, because honestly, we cannot count Colorado School of Mines out of it just yet. There's still a best-of-5 series, and if they notice y'all are double committing that frequently, they're going to take advantage of it. There was one time where it almost happened, but Cosmo, I don't know what they did. They had some cosmic magic come through, and they managed to just turn it into a goal-scoring opportunity.
It's part of the name. Mystical energy. Already get into it with Gil with the high clear. However, World's going to send it back, and Cosmo's the only one back. Might take it around the other side of the net. We're going to see what kind of help he gets from his teammates here. World's going to take it up the backboard, clearing, but Cosmo's there to disrupt whatever play he's going to try and make. Instinct getting a brilliant touch. Gil off the side while sending it to a teammate off the backboard potential. Really see it clear.
Finally, CSM gets the ball dug out of the back third. Gil, though, going to spike it right back across. Stopped right in front of the Broncos' goal box after it spikes off the ceiling. Haru goes for the mid-air challenge against Gil. Gil beats them to that ball. World's off the backboard. Ends up going to Cosmo to Instinct. Instinct into the goal. Nicely done. 44 seconds into the game. Well, sorry, 54 seconds into the game. I can math sometimes.
Math is difficult.
It's hard.
It is.
But not for these guys. I'll be honest, you have to be borderline a physics expert to be as gifted at this game as these guys are.
Geometry, the angles, where does the ball touch my car? It's a little complex.
Got Vosnator with no pressure on them, dunks the ball down to Worlds. World spikes it back up to Haru. Haru plays it around. I believe that was Instinct. Gil now off the back wall, looking to center it up to a teammate, but getting in the passing lane. The Gold Diggers are doing a great job keeping this ball here on the back third of the Broncos side of the field. Vosnator's looking to find a teammate, disrupted though by Gil. The give and the go was not fast enough, so Haru is now challenging Instinct. We might have a Rule 1. Oh, they broke the Rule 1. I think it might have been an assisted though, so we won't hold it against them. Vosnator now centers it up to Worlds, but that side of the net, just a little bit too far.
There's a good bump by Vosnator to create some space for his team to potentially get a goal after this, hanging in front of the net. And it looks like World's going to put it in for the side of Ore Diggers.
Once again, we are at the complicated 0-0 for the Broncos, tied 1 aside. Still plenty of Rocket League left to play in this second series here in a best-of-5. See how this shakes out in the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
There's that bump that creates opportunities. Ball's still holding the middle. 50-50 by World. Doesn't go side a whiff. This could spell disaster.
Ooh. Gil didn't even go forward. He knew, he was like, that's perfect. They ain't gonna make it in time. I can just cool my jets a little bit.
A missed touch, just small mistakes like that can end up resulting in a goal on your side.
Broncos are up by 1, looking to get that security goal still. Otherwise, we could see a buzzer beater result in another overtime. Never a situation you want to be in. We are in Game 2. Broncos currently up 1 in the series. Let's see if they can pull through and get a Game 2 victory as well. World's shot on goal unfortunately hits the crossbar. Gil outplays Haru, but can't outplay, I believe that was Vosnader. However, Instinct comes in to help them out and centers it up off the backboard. Vosnader stops that though, volleying it across the midfield.
You're seeing a lot stronger backboard defense here from Ordiggers. From that first game, I think they caught on a little bit that the backboard pass is Boise State's one of the favorites. It'll be interesting to see. Cosmo going to cut off that pass from midfield. Instinct passing it right back. It's hanging in the middle. Gil's going to keep up with it. Most likely to read off of the touch. And both players back. A touch into the middle. Instinct's going to play off the boost here. Oh, but a missed touch by Gil.
Instinct was able to follow it up, but it looks like Worlds got to the passing lane there when it was intended for Cosmo, allowing for the opportunity for the goal to be scored. Yeah, right here we have centered off the back wall. Cosmo tries to get in there. World beats them to that, gets goal number 2. We are now tied 2-aside. Think yes, 1 minute 58 seconds left on the clock. Can the Broncos close out a second game and put themselves at match point, or are the Ordiggers going to bring themselves up 1 in the series?
Definitely a lot of confidence by both these teams, and this is very close to being a 1-1 series. Never count them out of the game here. But we're going to see if Boise State can clean it up. The pass off the Cosmo. Ooh. There's just a perfect little ground pass.
Cosmo off the backboard and tips it down to Gil, who spikes it in. That's beautiful.
See that desperate attempt by Or to save it, but not quite there.
Haru wins that 50-50. Instinct, though, comes in, looking to play it off the backboard again, but took too many touches in mid-flight, had the ball stolen away. Cosmo looking to center it up again for a teammate. Gil, just a little bit too far to one side, gets the shot credit on goal, but that crossbar in the wall cannot pinch it off into the goal just that off that angle. Now at the midfield, Gil trying to stop this ball from rolling across. Haru plays it around them. Double commit from the Broncos. Does get the ball to Gil, who spikes it off the ceiling. Another double commit from the Broncos. Not quite biting them yet, but it might, and it will. Vosnader finds goal number 3, and we are tied 3-aside.
They are trading punch for punch here, and you know the ball spent a little bit too much time in the middle there for Boise State to get control there, and the Ordiggers were able to take advantage of that and put one in net. Not a 3v stance.
We had 2 back-to-back double commits right there for the Broncos that resulted in a goal-scoring opportunity that was capitalized on for the Ordiggers. Let's hope that's rectified and corrected. We don't let another one roll in. Got 51 seconds for the Broncos to find goal number 4. We go into overtime. Let's see if they can do it. Shot on goal from Worlds is going to go a little wide. Cosmo going for the challenge against Vosnader. Vosnader backing up into their own teammate. Gil now moving forward with this ball.
There, the pass in midfield. Cosmo's going to get a good touch on it. Back to his teammate from Gil. Gil's going to put it up on the backboard. This could be shot potential here. Here we see it cleared by the Ordiggers. With Vosnader with control of the ball. Getting it mid. Just barely missed touch there. Now Instinct has control of the ball going past midfield. Play for the 50. Gets it where it wants. This could be a great pass off the backboard for Boise State here.
Broncos trying to keep this one in the air to find that buzzer beater goal here so they do not have to see another overtime like we saw in our other series. But the Ordiggers say otherwise, dropping it on the ground. It is now golden goal opportunity. Whomever scores first walks away with the Series 2 victory. Broncos will put themselves at match point if they win this one, and the Ordiggers are desperate to take that opportunity away.
That's smart not to commit there by Cosmo, but he does get a missed touch. Gil's going to relieve the pressure there. And now she's playing at the 50. Haru already up in the air for that.
Right now the ball's still on the back third of the Broncos side of the field. Instinct looking to drag the ball down to send it to Cosmo. Cosmo spikes it into the corner. Haru beats anyone else from the Broncos side of the field to that ball. Gil calculating their next move. Spikes the ball back into that corner, allowing Instinct to be there for the follow-up. It's centered up to Cosmo. Cosmo can't reach it in time, though, so the angle's not right. Vosnader now pushing this ball forward. Gil is there for the save in front of the Bronco net. Oh, no.
There's a demo that could create a lot of pressure for Boise State. Back down to default 33 boost. And the boost management here from Boise State from both sides. The boost steal. Oh, there's the potential. Instinct getting a touch off of it. Off the sidewall. Going to get a clear. Cosmo's going to get a good touch off of here. To mid for teammate Instinct. Instinct's going to get a touch, but it's just barely saved. Ooh. I was close to ending the game right there. Already a minute and 30 into overtime.
Vossnader took out Cosmo. Cosmo off the respawn, looking to stop this forward push coming out from the Ore Diggers. It's at the midfield. Worlds is the only one there, though. Drops it down. It's going to be right to Gil. Haru puts the pressure on them, plays it past him, but then Instinct comes in to help their fellow Bronco off the wall, centered up. Cosmo gets to touch over one of the Ore Diggers players. Still, though, no shot on goal just yet. The shot is going to be saved, though, by Haru. Worlds now having to battle out Gil and Instinct for possession. Goal scoring opportunity turned away. All three members of the Ore Diggers committing on the defense right now.
There's the fake. You can just hear the energy right there from our very own Boise State. The fake here, just that subtle little fake to put the team off. Gives the pass to Gil.
That energy is mainly in the form of Doug Haskell because, you know, he's our esports dad. We can take a look at our stats right here. All the shots on goal from Worlds, 3 coming from Vossnader. Haru, unfortunately, did not have any to their name. And as far as the Broncos go, Gil bringing in the powerhouse, followed up by Instinct, and then Cosmo has 1 for themselves, but 2 assists in that process. Boost, side control, pretty equal, though. Mm-hmm. And if you yourself would like the opportunity to become a Boise State Bronco here, we have openings in Overwatch, League of Legends, Rocket League Production, and Halo. Be sure to check us out at boisestate.edu/esports for more information, where you can sign up to get updates as well as figure out when the tryouts for your designated game are. So give us a shout. Reach out to us. And we got some beautiful player cards here. We've got Cosmo Buster, a.k.a. Miles Herget. They are studying computer science. They're from right here in Boise, Idaho. Miles is a world famous as Cosmo Buster in the first ballot Hall of Famer. And we've never played a Rocket League match without Cosmo Buster looking on. And this is his final season with us, and we are celebrating all that he has to give to us. So thank you so much, Cosmo. You've been here for so gosh darn long. It's going to be very different having Rocket League without you. However, your memory will live on through the successes that we'll produce from here on out. And we're doing a quick flashback at that buzzer beater here from Cosmo. That was absolutely beautiful in overtime. And then we've got another one here. I think this is an assist from Instinct to Cosmo. Yes, and that one was gorgeous as well.
Definitely a veteran player here for the Boise State Rocket League team. And you can tell that just by not only the energy that you heard only a couple seconds ago, but I'm pretty confident their comms are probably very organized and very relaxed, and I think you could say Cosmo Buster is a big part to play in that.
Yeah, definitely Rocket League comms tend to be a little bit different than comms of the other games that are here on stage. And we're going to jump into game number 3. Broncos at match point. They already scored the first goal in 36 seconds, which means this is already a different game than what we got to see earlier. Going against the Colorado School of Mines. Different beast is now on the field from the Broncos. Let's see if they can maintain this lead and close out this series at 3-0 against the Colorado School of Mines.
From that replay, we saw just a little bit of a mistouch by Ores, which led to the goal, which could lead to an opportunity, but we see a little bit of bumping happening in our corner, tying up Cosmo Buster. The backboard defense is much stronger here by the Ores, but
oh! You cannot let 2 strikers get in front of you when you're on defense. Worlds goes forward, Vossnader goes wide right, and 2 Broncos are in front of the goal with nothing to stop them.
One good flick, another good tap over the other defender, and just leaves an open net right for Cosmos to put it in. I believe that was Gil that did all that, which just leads the level of... Ooh, what a save by Instinct off the back wall. Definitely an uncomfortable position, but that's nothing.
Cosmo now bringing this ball up across the midfield. Gets spiked up here in the corner. They're trying to battle it out from Bosnator. Instinct comes in to help out. Gil looking to figure out how to stop World. Spikes it off the ceiling, but it drops back down to, I believe, that was Haru on the ground at the midfield. Cosmo looking for the back pass. Might be there on doing. Ball hits the crossbar, saving it from rolling into the net. Instinct now trying to corral this ball away from Haru.
That was a little interesting touch by Cosmo, but luckily for us, Instinct was there to save it with Gil with the mid pass. Cosmo with a touch over the defender. Instinct playing the cards wisely, sitting back, waiting for the touch. Plays on a 50. It's dangerous on our side, but there's a goal for World.
I want to see what happens here in this replay. We have it bounce off Instinct off the wall. Worlds comes in, and Cosmo just couldn't make it there in time. It looked like we had a slight over rotation there, and just Instinct could not get back into that goal position in time.
I agree with that. Playing back a little bit could resolve that goal there from Cosmo Buster, but it happens. Up 2-1, a very close game. 3 minutes left to play with Instinct down the ball. Great 50 by Bosnator. Gil is going to maintain possession in the corner, getting it out to midfield. There's a demo by Bosnator onto Cosmo. Not only messes up the rotation, but the shot that Cosmo could have taken onto the net. With Instinct keeping her 50, gets it past one, misses on the 50 there.
Worlds honestly is a powerhouse on the defense and can turn around and turn that defense into offense right away. So that is something the Broncos need to start working on shutting down, whether it be Instinct going for the demo or just forcing him out of position. We have Gil going for the shot on goal. Solos in around 2. Absolutely beautiful. Nicely done, Gil.
Having a game with the mind tricks, the touches, he's definitely playing in the future here. Just
is Gil going to be your second ICCU player of the game vote?
You know, I'm not going to say. It's going to be a surprise this time around.
Okay. It'll be a surprise for everyone. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, we've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock here. Broncos are sitting pretty up by 2. They have that security goal. Off the backboard, we got another shot on goal. Unfortunately, bounced off the tires of Cosmo a little bit, so we're going to reset this one. Gil going for the backboard pass yet again. It does look like Haru got a touch on it. Cosmo's going in to force the goalie out of position, but the follow-up shots from the Broncos weren't in time. And the over-rotation for the Broncos forces them to run back towards their goal, grabbing it off that back wall. They play it around one. Can they play it around another? They can, but they can't play it around World, that powerhouse. Great wall, so to speak, at the midfield for the Colorado Ore Diggers.
The pressure here is being definitely created by the Ore Diggers here, but Boise State's defense so far has been pretty well played out here. The backboard touches and also clearing off the side. There's a great 50 by Instinct. It's going to be put right back on our side. Cosmo just barely missing on the touch there. Up on the backboard. You see the touch from Gil is going to maintain the pressure here. Boise's got to do something to get out of their side, and they may have the space to do that.
Ooh, great touch there from Instinct.
Is the pass mid. Gil's going to make the pass up to Cosmo Buster on the wall. We're going to see a pass down to Instinct. Oh, just blocked right in Instinct's face. What a defense by the Ores.
Got 50 seconds left on the clock. Broncos still up by 2. Ore Diggers basically a little less than 25 seconds per shot now ticking down to 20 seconds per goal. Can they do it? Oh. They are now at 10 seconds per goal to maintain their lead. To get back into a position where they can tie the Broncos. I don't know if that's going to be physically possible, but they might be able to do it. I won't count them out just yet, but 3 goals, that's pretty difficult to pull off in 40 seconds.
Already seeing the confidence just coming out from Boise State. You can just tell they're a different animal as a team. Oh, as I say that, they're going to get a goal there. Making it a 2-goal game. I'm not
Welcome
sure.
to your first caster curse.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Welcome to your first caster curse.
Yeah, you know, I have faith in Boise State that
I do
close this
too.
out.
It's all right.
33 seconds here left. Off of 50 from the initial kickoff. Going to be on the Ore Digger side. There's a double demo from both sides. There was the potential to score there, but both teams playing pretty smartly. A pinch saved by Haru. Now the ball's hovering in front of the net.
We're about to cross into that 10-second territory. Vosnator looking to find a goal for their team. At this point, there is no possibility of finding an extra one. And is that going to be a buzzer beater from the Cosmo and Instinct? Absolutely beautiful. There is no hope for the Ore Diggers to bring this one back. Clawing their way through the mines is not possible just yet. Unfortunately for them, it looks like the Broncos are going to walk away with a 3-0 victory here yet again in back-to-back games here for us on Desk.
All right, at that 1 second timer, now it's just what do you play your
Gil, really?
Already!
Gil, oh my gosh!
Hat trick. Salt in the wound. Was that necessary? I think so.
It was.
I think
it was
so.
fully
Yes,
necessary.
Completely necessary.
And with that, the Broncos close out this series with a 3-0 victory against Colorado School of Mines. You can see the shots on goal, 79% from the Broncos, about equal on side control as well as boost use. But you can see by the badges alone, the Broncos did absolutely phenomenal during that game. All right, player of the game. We got to have the talk. No more keeping it a secret.
You know, you called it earlier. I'm going to say it's Gil.
Oh, okay. All right. So I voted for Cosmo last time. I'm going to vote for Instinct this time. And if it's Gil, my head might just hit the desk. Ultimately, it's not my job. And it's neither of our jobs, truly. It is production's job. You've actually probably had a say in some player of the games in the past when you've been in the production
definitely.
phase.
And I think if production's smart here, they'll listen to me as,
Yeah, that's you're kind of calling out production right now. I don't know how to feel about that. All right, well,
production, they're friends.
We'll have to see what production ultimately decides on here for our ICCU player of the game for that match against the Colorado School of Mine Ore Diggers. Like I said, I am going to vote for Instinct to spread out my love a little bit. You have voted for Gil yet again. And it's going to be Cosmo Buster. Nicely done, Cosmo. The ICCU player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes that a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Cosmo Buster is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. All right, you're 1-2, and I'm 0 for 2. I'm fine with that. I'm always wrong when it comes to these things. I'm fine with never being right. And as we prepare to close out this match, do you have any takeaways from this?
There was a lot of shakiness in today's first and second matches, a lot of double commits, a lot of over-rotation, some mis-rotation in general. But by the third game, I think we already figured out what we need to do to beat this team here. And I'm going to say it. I think they played it perfectly.
All right. Well, honestly, I agree with everything you said, except for we played perfectly because I feel like that shakiness presented that it wasn't perfect. We need to make sure that we are on board. Everything's locked in and shifted into gear well before Game 3 is underway. And we are going to close out this series with the Idaho Army National Guard's top 5 plays of the game. And the Idaho Army National Guard invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses. And your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. And from all of us here at Boise State, thank you for joining us. Be kind, wear your mask, and stay safe. Stick around. We may have some more matches just yet, but for now, enjoy these top 5 plays of the game.
There's a good bump by Vosnator to create some space for his team to potentially get a goal after this, hanging in front of the net. And it looks like World's going to put it in for the side of Ore Diggers.
Once again, we are at the complicated 0-0 for the Broncos, tied 1 aside. Still plenty of Rocket League left to play in this second series here in a best of 4.
The backboard defense is much stronger here by the Ores. But
oh! You cannot let 2 strikers get in front of you when you're on defense. Worlds goes forward, Vosnator goes wide right, and 2 Broncos are in front of the goal with nothing to stop them. Off the ceiling, another double commit for the Broncos. Not quite biting them yet, but it might, and it will. Vosnator finds goal number 3, and we are tied 3 aside.
They are trading punch for punch here, and the ball spent a little bit too much time in the middle there for Boise State to get control there, and the Ore Diggers
working on shutting down, whether it be Instinct going for the demo or just forcing him out of position. We have Gil going for the shot on this. Soros in a round 2. Absolutely beautiful. Nicely done, Gil.
Having a game with the mind tricks, the touches, definitely playing in the future here.
Goal for their team. At this point, there is no possibility of finding an extra one. And is that going to be a buzzer beater from the Cosmo and Instinct? Absolutely beautiful. There is no hope for the Ore Diggers to bring this one back. Clawing their way through the mines is not possible just yet. Unfortunately for them.
We are lost in faded lovers when we're under feelings that never bloom. We count our costs.